So today or tonight, I guess, because my time it's 9 o'clock. Tonight, we are going to be going over overcoming your fear of failure and going for no. And if you haven't read the book, which I'm sure Mitch will mention, Going for No or Go for No, oh my gosh, I think that's the book that I'm. No, that's not the book I'm making Shane listen to, but he needs to listen to that one as well. Um, but I am excited to hear what Mitch has to say because Mitch is going to be leading this call. And I think it's going to be a really awesome topic because we can all be scared at times of failure. But yeah, we can work around that with Mitch's help, huh? All right, Mitch, take it away.
Okay, so a lot of my notes are coming from, if most of you, I believe, on this call tonight, anyways, listen to Bob Heilig, his podcasts. They're amazing. If you're not listening, you need to start at episode 1 and just go through them because they build on each other. So he talked about in episode 20 the book called Go for No, and just what that book explains, like why you should go for no's. So I'm going to go over a little bit of those notes and then add in a few other things as well. But so a lot of times people assume that you are standing in the, like, you're standing in the middle of a chart and there's success on one side and there's failure on the other. And it's just not the truth. You're not standing in the middle and failures on one side and success is on the other. You fail your way to success. You do. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of words to explain to you how you fail your way to success. For example, when you are trying to get healthy and you're trying to, whether it's working out, eating healthy, things like that, you fail your way to success because you don't know everything there is to know about getting healthy. You don't. I mean, the day you decide to get healthy, you don't know everything there is to know. I've been with Plexus for 2 years, and Nikki just taught me something today about Plexus that I didn't know. So you never know everything, and so you're going to fail your way to success. It doesn't mean that you're not succeeding when you fail. It just means it's a journey, it's a process. You're going to fail, but it's the way that you respond to that failure that is going to determine how many times you're going to have to fail or how many bumps in the road you're going to have before you get to where you want to be in life, what your goal is. So, what if it were possible for you to not fail? What if that was possible? What could you achieve? What could you achieve in your life? Where would you be a year from now if you just put it in your mind that you could not fail? You couldn't. And we just talked about you're not failing. You're on a journey to learn. So take failure out of the equation completely. Just take it out of there. Just don't even think about the word failure because it's all a learning process. When you send out those 5 messages a day, if you do your 5-3-1 or you do more than that, whatever, but let's just go with 5. So let's say you do those 5 and you get 1 person to respond out of those 5. Did you fail on the other 4? No, you didn't fail. You might have to come up with a different way to reach out to those people. Maybe it's not the right time for them. There are tons of factors that play into why those people didn't respond to your message, but you didn't fail 4 times. It's a learning process. Maybe you need to research what their color personality is. Maybe they're not going to respond in the way that you presented something to them. I'm a yellow, so I tend to speak from a yellow standpoint. And when I'm talking to a blue, that doesn't work. I'm a yellow-green, and yellow-green, greens and blues do not go together. Greens are wordy, and blues are like, short, sweet, to the point, please. So you need to be thinking about that as well. Okay. Let me see. I'm just looking over my notes quick to make sure But he doesn't have anything extra that I should add. No, you may not have those cups.
It's water.
Let me mute you for a moment. Okay, I'm back. They were supposed to stay upstairs. I only got one child down before the call, so. All right. Okay, so a lot of times when, and I've done this too, I'm not saying that this is, not saying that I never do this. Okay.
Hey guys.
I seen him sneaking up and I couldn't help but laugh. Sorry.
All right. So a lot of times when we fail, or when we get a really harsh response from somebody, we freeze. We freeze. I've done it. We freeze and we are just like, I cannot go forward. I can't message another person. What if they respond that way? What if, because what that one person said, everybody else is thinking it? I can't do that. Take a deep breath. They are one person. There's 6 billion people on the planet and we all think differently. Just because that one person said it doesn't mean that's the way that it is. I'm going to go a little tiny bit political right here. And I'm not saying I love Trump. I'm not saying I hate Trump. I'm just saying lots of things have been said about our new president. Some of them are true. Some of them aren't true. But it's all about perspective. So just think of that. That person is coming from a different perspective than somebody else you might have messaged. Maybe that person had a really horrible experience with a network marketer and they're just blowing off steam on you. So don't take it personally. I mean, we all do. I have, we all have. But I encourage you, when you have a negative response, reach out to one of us and ask for help. And we'll be there for you. We'll tell you, look, that person is dumb. They're stupid. They're being rude to you. We'll try to maybe be a little nicer. But just, don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. So many other people out there. Oh my goodness, you can see how many boxes I have. That's really messy back there. Okay. Let's see. And also when you fail, well, I shouldn't say that word anymore because we're not failing, right? We're learning. We're learning. Oh, okay. You're back. Okay. Sorry, there was a message thing that popped up and I had to push it in order to go forward. So when you're failing, or when you are learning and you get a negative response, don't assume that you are on the wrong path, that you're doing the wrong profession. Don't assume that. Don't base your decision solely off of that one person who gave you a really bad response. Or even if there was 5 people that day that were just mean. Don't decide to quit just because you got a negative response. Don't. I mean, doctors who find that calling, that love what they're doing, they're sure that they're supposed to be in that profession. If they have 5 people die in a day, sure, it's sad, but they're not going to quit being a doctor because there's so many more people that they need to help. Same thing with us. We have products that are life-changing. Every single person that's on this call tonight, products have changed your life. That's why you're here. You're here to learn more, how to be more helpful in reaching more people, how to be better, how to, don't assume that you're in the wrong profession. Just because somebody's mean to you, just because you're failing or you're learning at a slower pace than somebody else, don't assume that you're in the wrong profession. Everybody learns at a different pace. When you were learning to ride a bike, you fell down a lot of times. Doesn't mean you have to stop. Doesn't mean you never learn to ride that bike. You have to fail your way to succeed. Fail your way to Fail Your Way to Success. That's another good book. All right. And then just another way to look at this is happiness requires struggle. It does. When your mama got pregnant with you, do you think it was a wonderful experience to give birth to you? No, it was painful. And if she had a C-section, she still had pain, okay? Maybe not while you were coming out, but she still had pain. But she enjoyed you. She loved you. She wanted you. She went through struggle to have you. Same thing with so many other things in our lives. You're going to have struggle when you're trying to work out, to get stronger. You're going to have some pain while you're doing that. You're going to sweat. You're going to smell. It's the way that you deal with those negative things that will tell you how long it's going to take you to succeed. So that's about it. The way you handle those things that come up in your life that are negative, you determine how long it's going to take for you to succeed by how you respond to those negative emotions. So that is my really short message. I'm sorry, it's not very long.
No, it's okay. I am curious, and what Nikki told you today that you learned that you had not known before. I'm curious, and maybe we all would like to know.
So, well, no, Nikki, you explain it because, yeah, you explain it. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so I'd have to go back to my post to read it intelligently. But the prebiotic nature of our slip. So it's really pretty cool, actually. I'm going to access it really quick and tell you. So I get it correct. It's kind of a bit science. So the dextrose is one of our ingredients, Slim, and it's a specific purpose. It's a prebiotic that is sourced from brown rice, not from GMO corn, as many are. They're help to feed the good bacteria in your GI tract and sustain the proper balance between good and bad bacteria. I wanted to say, however, it's also important to note that it doesn't break down in your stomach, but actually helps carry the rest of the plexus ingredients to the gut, where they can be absorbed and put to use by your body. And the secret, this is what helps nutrients absorb at a higher rate too. Who knew that something with a long, complex name could do so much and aid in better overall gut health in a delightful pink drink? Well, Plexus did. So anyway, so it's in polydextrose. So, I mean, you can Google it and you can come up with craftier words, but, you know, take the post and make it your own. And it's just, I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
So,
and I would say to remember that.
Researching either. So when I find something and I'm like, oh, that's a nugget, that's really cool, you know. So I don't know, I just felt good. So
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
It is. I would definitely remember that. I would definitely remember that because I've had a few people come to me about polydextrose and how they say it's something bad. But really, like you just said, you know, where it's sourced is different than what others are sourced from, and it actually acts as a prebiotic. And some people just don't know that. And so just make sure that, you know, we all remember that, because I've had people come to me before with that ingredient and saying that it's a negative thing. And really it is a positive thing. So, yeah, I had a couple of things that I wanted to mention too that have really nothing to do with the fear of failure or anything. Just something that after watching, which it's something that I've been thinking about the last few days and have been looking into, and really I've been doing this throughout my entire Plexus, you know, journey. But I posted a video today by Michelle Thomas, and she had talked about going to a networking meeting. And that's something that I have done once. I went to a networking meeting once, but it obviously hers is different, where she goes monthly, I think, to this thing. And the one that I went to was like, you go once and then she gets new people. But I started researching too for these networking events. And I really want to challenge this team to get outside of the bubble of Facebook. I think a lot of us hide behind Facebook. I know I do. It's hard for me to meet new people or just be face to face with someone. So I do like to hide behind Facebook, but we need to start getting outside of that bubble. And I really think that we should start looking up in whatever your area is. Obviously, most of you are Des Moines or Iowa. And looking up, Googling networking meetings or networking events, and just getting out there. Like, I absolutely love things like moms groups or MOPS. Try even volunteering for those type of things. You'll be meeting people. I just Googled networking meetings or networking events in Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is where I'm at now. And I seen a bunch of stuff pop up and different things that I can go to network with other people. So that's something I'm going to be digging into because Michelle Thomas is doing it. And she just got a chiropractor on her team from going to these things. So I want to challenge everyone to get outside of the bubble of Facebook and start networking and finding people outside of Plexus. And that doesn't mean like going up to people in the grocery store and being like, hey, how are you? No, that is not what I'm saying, because that terrifies me. When I was in another direct sales company, and I won't mention the name, I was forced to do that. I was forced by my leader to go to Target and walk up to these women and tell them that they had beautiful skin and I had something to share with them. That was terrifying. And I was shivering the entire time. It was traumatizing. So that is not what I'm telling you to do. What I'm saying is that I think that you guys should start finding groups of people that everyone goes there for, to meet people. And it's not awkward because you're there to meet new people. So I really want to challenge everyone to start getting outside of your bubble, meeting new people in group settings. Start looking up networking meetings and events. Anything that you can get into. If you're not in a church, I mean, I absolutely, not only for meeting new people, but you're going to grow yourself. And that's really what Plexus is all about anyway, is growing yourself throughout this journey. So find yourself a church if you have that belief, and just start networking, finding new people. I just met someone at Target, which was really strange. And that's not something I did not talk to her out of the blue. She actually talked to me. She was definitely someone who would be amazing at network marketing, because right when I walked up and started looking at the dollar spot in Target, she started talking to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, that was so strange, but you'd be amazing. I didn't tell her that, but I got her on Facebook, and she knew I sold Plexus because she's seen my shirt. She said that she's heard amazing things about it. So that's a start. So wear your Plexus shirts, guys. So yeah, that was just a little nugget that has nothing to do with fear. I guess it kind of does have to do with fear, because some people are scared of meeting new people. But getting into these groups, it makes it a little easier because everybody's there for the same purpose. So yeah, I think that's about all. If anybody has anything else to add or questions or just anything at all, how your week went. We've had some growth going on this month. In the last week or so, we've had some growth going on the team page, and I think that's super exciting. We're getting into starting that momentum again, and that's super exciting. So, yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I hope that it helped you. I hope that you take this challenge that I'm telling you or sharing with you that I'm going to be doing as well. So let us know. Post it on the team page or message me on what you're doing to get outside of your bubble and meet new people, because I would like to know. So I hope you guys have an amazing night, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.